situation. We can go back and forth, and you can jump on whatever you want. And I think my first big takeaway, we're going to get into a lot of this, is this did feel like one of the most big bro, little bro type wins. I mean, you have a Padres team coming in hot, winning 5 straight, a Dodgers team losing 4 straight. You win yesterday, and then today you got Dylan Cease on the mound, going up against Blake Snell, taking on his old team, and just so many errors. It's a comedy of errors where you had Jackson Merrill drop one. You had them get thrown out 3 times on the base pass. You had 6 walks from Dylan Cease. This team did not look focused out of San Diego, and the Dodgers team said, hey, we'll take a dub. And you didn't get the best version of the Dodgers, and they still got the second one in this big series.
Yeah, there's a few. You don't need to do that. There's a few takeaways, Doug, from this game. First and foremost, Shohei Ohtani's first bat of the game at the bottom of the first inning. They show the clip from Game 1 of the NLDS where he hits a 3-run home run, game-tying 3-run home run off Dylan Cease. So that was a great to just kind of start a little bit of trolling, as you will. But this was interesting because this was, and as I tweeted out, we're used to the Dodgers making mistakes on the base pass. We're used to the Dodgers dropping fly balls in the outfield and playing bad defense and shortening the game and not coming through in the clutch with opportunities and not capitalizing on their walks. It wasn't too long ago they had the most walks in a single game, 16, and lost that game. So we're used to them getting a lot of free passes and then not cashing them in. Biggest thing, and to me, though, Doug, in this game, it was the Padres now doing it. A lot of Dodgers fans saying the Dodgers are in the Padres' head. I don't know if that's true, but certainly for Padres fans that like to troll Dodgers fans, this was a good opportunity for them to kind of eat a little bit of humble pie because it was their team that was making all the mistakes in this game and getting in running into outs. So that was good to see from the Dodgers. As long as they don't play the Angels, they seem to be fine. So, and
that's the thing about this team, Michael, is they deserve the benefit of the doubt because they won a World Series less than a year ago, and they do flip a switch. And I think it has to do with personnel and guys that were hurt feeling better. I mean, you have Teoscar Hernandez, 6 home runs and 897 OPS in his last 16 games, hit a home run for a second consecutive game. But I think, too, I mean, to your point, I mean, this is a Padres team that comes into this one with everything to prove. You have the opportunity to get a really significant cushion in this division and then go back to San Diego and host this Dodgers team at Petco next week, and it just feels like the same old Padres. But I wanted to get into what you say about the Angels versus the Padres. I mean, it's just 2 different teams where one team is really good against the other teams and bad against the Dodgers, and one team is bad against other teams and really good against the Dodgers. And it's tough to make sense of it. But I mean, if you're San Diego and you come into this one, those 3 thrown out runners. I mean, it's the first time since a catcher for the Dodgers has thrown out 3 runners in a game since Russell Martin in 2010. Like, this is not something that happens every single game. And it felt like that demoralized them. It felt like they're like, okay, like we had Blake Snell on the ropes. I mean, you look at Blake Snell early, the walks, the command. I mean, there was a world where instead of 6 scoreless for Blake Snell, it was, okay, a big base hit here, a big base hit there, and then we're tapping into this Dodgers bullpen. That wasn't the case. So give credit to the Dodgers team. And I just think that as good as the Dodgers look today, this is a game where it's like the Padres lost this game a lot too, but you did go score 6 runs, so you feel good about that.
Yeah, there's a few takeaways here. First, you talk about the Angels, right? And a lot of Dodgers fans were thinking the sky was falling after they got swept again, this time in Anaheim. I was in Anaheim for all 3 games, and I didn't see the Dodgers playing their fundamentally brand of bad baseball that they've been playing, you know, at different stints throughout the season, especially during that 7-game losing streak earlier in July. They were playing pretty good baseball. The Angels were just playing better baseball. The Angels had better situational hitting. They were playing small ball. They got all the breaks, whether it was a bunt that goes fair, a triple play on a ball hit like 110 exit velo by Ohtani, robbing a home run from Pages to take extra runs away, pitching in clutch moments. It just seemed like they can do, like we were joking about this in the clubhouse, they could do a 6-part Apple TV documentary on just how the Angels were able to win all 6 games against the Dodgers this season, because I was scratching my head. I don't know why, but for the Angels, when you're not playing for the postseason, when you're not playing for a championship, when you play the Dodgers in that freeway series, that is your World Series. And suddenly the 2025 Angels turned into the 1927 Yankees out there. And they beat us, and they beat us. And the only other time I saw that was when the Astros swept them here at Dodger Stadium, and you were like, look, the Astros played better in every facet of the game. That's kind of what the Angels were doing these 6 games. They were close. The Dodgers they had leads. They were doing well on offense. They just couldn't pull them out. But the sky wasn't falling because you had just almost swept. You were 2 back-to-back Blake Trinan home runs away from sweeping the Toronto Blue Jays, who currently have the best record in the American League and were arguably one of the hottest teams in baseball going into that series. So I wasn't too concerned thinking that the Dodgers just forgot how to play baseball. This was going to snowball. Now you go against a team like the Angels, who you really only play in that exhibition series before the game to really know them, to a team you play 13 times a year, before that 19 times a year, a team in the NL West, your new rivals that you know very, very well. And I just feel like that day off and the Padres coming into town, lining up against Blake Snell and Glasnow and Kershaw came at the perfect time. You were talking about Teo and these things. To me, the Dodgers starting pitching is their most healthy part of the entire team. In the month of August, I believe that starting pitching staff has an ERA of 2.86, which is really, really good, phenomenal right now for them. This is the part that we want to lean on. As I've been saying on this show with you in all these post games, they're still not firing all cylinders, right? The bullpen is not playing up to snuff. The offense, it seems like some guys are hot, some guys aren't. But right now, and the defense is, touch and go, but right now the starting pitching is something they can hang their hat on, not just now, but moving forward. And for you guys who might think that this is a team in the Padres we might see again in the postseason like we did last postseason in the NLDS, Dylan Cease, Yu Darvish going on Sunday, Nick Pivetta, who the Dodgers beat earlier this season, that's who the Padres are throwing out in their starting rotation in the playoffs. Games 1 through 3, you might see Michael King if he's healthy, game 4, and you're seeing who the Dodgers starters would be in a playoff series, potentially Blake Snell, Glasnow, Ohtani at some point, Yamamoto. We're going to see them, and so you're going to get to see how they line up head-to-head. And everyone was talking, Doug, about, the Padres made all these moves at the deadline. They bolstered that bullpen. They did, but they still have to have that lead to close it down. And everyone was mad the Dodgers didn't go out and get Miller Moss out there from the A's. He throws 104, but we got Enriquez.
You got to have a lead.
Fastest
there you go.
right now, 103.3 miles per hour. Fastest since Jonathan Broxton in 2009. We got our own flamethrower out there. He may not be an all-star closer, but they definitely showed it tonight.
For sure. By the way, I see people say, I'm looking at my phone, and I look at the phone the whole show. That's how I get the comments. I can see you guys. A lot of people saying Pedro Pascal is back on the show. I mean, do you like the Mandalorian vibe, the Mike DeLorean? I don't know. Do we need to think of something? Sometimes I used to get, sometimes I get Bobby Flay. Celebrity chef. I don't
take the hat off.
I don't see Bobby Flay. I get somebody get Will Smith. I don't know, but do you like the Pedro Pascal? I mean, he's a movie star. I mean, but let's be honest. He looks like 20 years younger than
he's a little older than me. But right now, Pedro Pascal is in absolutely everything, and so.
And you cover every sport. And you cover every sport. So there you have that.
Everything.
We got a super chat here. Let's check this one out. This is from Music Tom Years. $5 super chat. At one point, the Dodgers had 5 runs with only 1 hit. That tells you what happened. Too many walks. Cease is our batting practice pitcher. Yeah, I mean, that's...
For that comment, Doug, that 1 hit, right? It was 5-0 Dodgers. They only had 1 hit in the entire game at that point, and it was by Michael Conforto with the bases loaded and 2 outs, something we have not seen from Michael Conforto all season, if I'm being honest. I just saw him at Anaheim a few days ago strike out multiple times with the bases loaded with chance to knock in runs. I'm not saying he has transformed into a completely different player or the Michael Conforto with the Mets, but Dave Roberts said he had a conversation with him. He reminded him, erase everything that's happened up until this point. Go out there and just play the game you love, play free, shorten up your swing, stop trying to hit a home run, and realize you're the 7th in the lineup. You're a platoon guy at this point against right-handed pitching, and just try to get a knock somewhere. And he went out there and he did it. So hopefully that's a good sign for Conforto.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And he was one of the guys to come through. And I did like what Dave Roberts said after the game, where some of those conversations that they had, one of the big points he was trying to make is, I need a hitter, I don't need a slugger, right? And if he's going out there and trying to hit 20 home runs like he did last year, trying to be a 30 home run guy like he's tried to be his whole career, that's not going to help him give this team what they need from him. They need a guy that can just pass the baton, give you timely hits, put a runner on base for the top of the order, and he did that tonight. I mean, yesterday he gets the single to get the inning going, where him and Freeland had back-to-back singles to start the scoring. Today, though, that was a huge hit. I mean, that was a massive hit in this game, a 2-run single that gives them 3 runs, and that really just springboarded this game to where you feel good about it, because on the other side, I mean, if I told you that 5 of the first 6 Padres hitters were going to get a hit, but none of them were going to score, you would have not believed me. Right? You would have thought I was insane. And then on the flip side, 1 hit for the Dodgers, but you get 6 walks against Dylan Cease. This game was a little bit of an anomaly as far as just probabilities go, but it went in the Dodgers' favor. But going back to your point about the trade deadline, and we've continued to unpack this on this show, on the show every day, and just kind of, there's going to be a revisionist history at some point. We're going to look back and say, did they make enough moves? Were they aggressive enough? Were they fine? Did the Padres trade too many pieces? Had that work out for them? Well, my whole thing about the Padres was, yeah, you can get Mason Miller. You can add these offensive pieces. Tonight they got shut out. Yesterday they scored 2 runs. In the NLDS, they went 24 innings without scoring a run. Their offense needs to show up against good teams like the Dodgers if they want to beat this team, and that's why I still feel very confident this Dodgers team has an edge over this team. I want to ask you though.
I think the Padres lineup offensively right now is better than the Dodgers. They're not showing it in these first 2 games, and obviously this is not our optimal lineup because we don't have Max Muncy and we don't have Tommy Edman and we don't have Hyun-Sung Kim in it. There's a lot of guys hurt. We don't have Kike Hernandez we can throw out there in certain situations, who is a Padres killer, as you saw in the NLDS Game 4.
I did hear that Kike. I did hear from someone on the field today that Kike did take a big step forward today.
Oh yeah, he has been. I think he'll be on the rehab assignment, maybe not next week, but the following.
And that's huge.
I think first week of September we'll see Kike back out there.